It's funny when I was a captain in Iraq and I was making the most money I'd ever made in my life, Congress came out with this appropriation or bill that if a service member was over their orders, any month over a year's worth of orders, they were going to do $1,000 payment. So I was getting my regular captain pay, which I got promoted in theater, so that was a pay up. I was getting hazardous duty pay. I was getting flight pay. I was getting $1,000 because we were there for 18 months, $1,000 a month extra. I was making more money in my life than I'd ever made before. And when I got home and I was bragging to my father about how great it felt to be making all this money, he sat down with his yellow legal pad and he ran the numbers for me and asked what hours I was working. And he figured this out to something like, it came out to seriously like $3.75 an hour is like what the hourly rate was for this. And it burst my bubble in a big way. Now, he didn't take into account the medical insurance, and that's a whole thing. And it's there's many other unquantifiable financial incentives to the military, unquestionably. But when I think about what I was expected to do and the shifts, we would run 36-hour shifts in the talk when there was direct actions going on. And, some people could argue you can never pay service members enough for what they do. There's no amount of money that you could pay. But I feel like certainly, the incentives should be greater for what we expect for what service members have to do. And that's not to complain about what we have. Like I said, I'm very grateful. I'm not saying that from an ungrateful place. I'm saying it from a very grateful place and acknowledging that it should be more.